All right. Yo, and we are live. What's up?
That we are.
What you got going on?
Nah, shit, ready to talk some ball with you.
I
Go
feel
over
that.
this pick.
I'm just logging into my sports book so I can
I know you all good.
pull up pull up the stuff for later.
Q's in this bitch.
Yeah, what's up, Q?
He said, "How about them footballs?
How about them footballs though? I
Them
mean,
footballs
yeah.
are going." Yeah, I sent one whole thing out into like a group chat and everything.
All
'Cause
right.
it's just way easier doing that and you having to go through single ones by
What the hell?
itself. But yeah, we got
Okay.
everything already up.
All right. Welcome everyone back to After the Huddle. As always, Jacob, Jared. Well, Jared.
Go
Uh,
to a different side this time.
yeah, we're on different sides this time. I entered the studio first. That's why. Um, today, it's a Saturday, day late, not a dollar short though. So we're gonna talk a little bit of Thursday night football, what we saw. Uh, we'll go over the picks for this week. Jared beat me last week in picks. If nobody knows,
I
he
was
he
wondering
got
how the
one.
picks went.
Yeah. You got me, especially with that. We were tied going into Sunday night football, and we would have tied if the Bills would have ended up winning, but the Jets won, and you picked the Jets. So.
I got something for the Jets this week too.
But anyway, as y'all know, this is our pick days, predictions for the week, all that good stuff. We're gonna talk a little bit of fantasy, talk a little bit of matchups this week. But I guess we could start off with with this uh this flag thing that you wanted to do, Jared. What explain that a little bit more.
Hold on one second.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, anyways, uh, we have a new segment called "Throw the Flag," which is basically we'll present this later on in a little while, but basically it's gonna be from us talking about the no call flags that nobody that should be thrown but that haven't been thrown. Like week one, there was a pass interference call that should have been called for the Saints game. Now it could have gone either way a little bit because on the deep pass, dude did grab him by the collar by the collar part of his pads and pulled a little bit and slowed him down a little bit, and dude ultimately didn't catch the ball. You know how Saints fans get when the flag's not thrown. They get pretty fucking aggravated. But I honestly thought it should have been a passing interference call. Me personally, because I've played wide receiver. I think that's a flag right there a little bit. And I think anything if you slow him down a little bit, it should be thrown.
Hmm.
I don't necessarily agree with the spot foul. I mean that you can miss me with the spot foul because like that's really all you're looking for because like you can throw that bitch 40 yards deep and get a pass interference call, you get an extra 5-10 yards tacked onto it. So I don't necessarily agree with the spot foul because that flips the whole game around by itself. Because like
Yeah.
you could be down on the 15 and you need to score a touchdown. You throw that bitch 30 yards and get a pass interference call. That's an extra yard right there to where you can get into field goal range or score a touchdown to win the game. So I think it should just be like a 15-yard flag, like how it is in college. But that's college. This is NFL. It's totally different rules.
Yep.
And then that whole touchback situation on Thursday night. I don't understand the ruling behind that. I don't know if you
So
see it.
basically the rule is that if you fumble the ball before it crosses the plane of the touchdown, and it goes into the touchdown while in bounds and then goes out, that is ruled a touchback
Right. No, I get that, but I don't understand how does Philly get the ball after that?
because it's a touchback.
Uh, I don't know because like when I was
You
watching the
fu-
game.
the same way is if the ball got fumbled back in the back end zone and went out the backside of it, it'd be a
Right.
safety.
Okay. Well, I mean,
It's it's
I
the
get that.
same way.
I get that. Because everybody's complaining about how it shouldn't be Eagles ball, this, that, and the fourth.
I don't understand how people don't like that rule. Like, what's the problem with the rule? It's been that way forever. Forever. It's
Yep.
always been if the ball goes backwards, it's a safety. If it goes forward out of bounds, it's a touchback.
Yep.
Like it's not a hard concept to grasp. And at the same time, like what do you got to be complaining about? I get it that you don't like the rule because it probably happened to you or it happened to your team in the past.
Right.
But the thing about it is that you got to get over it. That is not a rule I think they're ever going to change.
I don't think they will either. They may take a look at it this offseason, but I don't think they change it.
It's off of one game? Like, come on, bro.
It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like
That's
that.
weak.
It's gonna be like that whole test situation when they had the throw the flags for the challenge flags for PI.
I mean, maybe you should get on to Kirk Cousins and everybody for turning the ball over so fucking much.
Bruh, that was ridiculous.
I mean, what are we even talking about here? Like, if they don't turn the ball over four times, then they have a shot to win that game regardless of that play. But that's on them. You can't blame somebody else because of your shortcomings. You can't blame a rule. The same way people complain about like that 10-second runoff shit when it's at the end of the clock, when it's in the end of a game. That's the rule.
Yeah. And it's also the rule like the game can't end on a defensive penalty either.
Exactly.
Even if it does.
So,
even if it's like going triple zeros and you score a touchdown, y'all get a flag thrown on the defense, the game's not over.
No, of course not.
But I want to go.
But anyway, let's talk a little bit of this Thursday night football. We have Minnesota go into Philly. Minnesota loses. Philly ends up on top 34-28. Kirk Cousins 31 of 44, 364 and 4 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts had 193 yards on 18 of 25. That man only had 5 incompletions, bro. One of them was an interception though. He had 1 passing touchdown, but he also gave 2 running touchdowns on the ground. DeAndre Swift, 28 carries, 175 yards and a touchdown. Whoa, that dude went crazy. Donovan Smith, 104 catches, 131 and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 11 receptions for 159 yards. And as we all saw coming, the Minnesota can't get a run game going. So they only had 8 carries for 28 yards for Madison. It looked like it was going to be a good game at first, and then third quarter came out, and then touchdown, and then touchdown from Philly, and you're like, oh Lord. And then they had the turnover with Justin Jefferson, and then Then a couple drives later, they had the Jordan Addison pass, 62 yards. Then KJ Osborne scored a touchdown, and then Philly just kind of drove it down the field and kind of put it away. There was 4 minutes left, but in my opinion, they put it away.
Can you hear me?
At that point, now I can.
All right, cool. So I got the mic to work.
Okay, good.
So you can hear me.
Even with the 346 passing yards from the Vikings, they still were outgained in yards.
You gotta stop fumbling the fucking ball.
Bro, they had, like I said, they had 346 passing yards, but they only had 28 rushing yards. Philadelphia had 171 passing yards and 259 rushing yards. Bro, 259 rushing yards is insane. You don't see that shit on a daily basis.
No. I had DeAndre Swift on in the active lineup too. So I mean, I got 20-something points from him.
I will say this: Eagles are dealing with a lot of injuries in their secondary, and it's going to show. But I mean, as long as their offense continues to play like they're playing, then I don't see what you can do to stop them.
Yeah, a few people I've talked to, we kind of said that Philly probably not going to go back to the Super Bowl this year. The way they're looking right now, dude, on defense is just it's not the same. compared to last year to this year, it's a totally different story.
Yeah.
It was getting stops left and right. You got people running all over you
They
right
had
now.
70 sacks last year. I mean, you better be getting stops with 70 sacks.
The whole D line had multiple sacks.
Yeah.
Double-digit sacks at that.
Double-digit sacks by multiple people on that line, bro.
Yeah, we're not talking just like 10 sacks even. We talking like 11.5, 12.5.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's now on the flip side, though. What do you think? All these self-inflicted wounds by the Vikings, 7 turnovers in 2 games. I mean, they're pushing the ball down the field. They're scoring points, bro. If they can just stop these turnovers, they'll win games. But man, what's going on with the Vikings?
They have horrible ball handling skills. I'm talking like, dude, it's ridiculous. Like, I think
everybody eats Butterfingers before the game, huh?
For real, huh?
Especially Justin Jefferson. That's the second time I've seen him lose it at the goal line like that before.
Like Petey, hey, let me throw the ball. Why can't I be quarterback?
That's exactly why. So sit down and shut up.
That's why I shouldn't eat that popcorn. But yeah, dude. I think before the second quarter, they had 5 fumbles in the first 6 quarters of the season. Like,
that's insane.
That's nuts. They do need to learn how to snap into a Slim Jim.
They learn how to snap into a Slim Jim. They need to figure out something, because I'll tell you what, if they don't get it together, Detroit, I think, is going to. Detroit or Green Bay could run away with this division.
I still think Detroit's going to take it. I don't know about Green Bay just yet.
As do I.
But that shit's us. But then again, we did call last year's too with the AFC South. We did say Jacksonville was going to win that shit, and they did.
Yeah, they came back on that ass too.
Mm-hmm.
They won like, what was it, like 7 of their last 8 or some shit like that?
Yep, and on top of that, come back 24-0 in a playoff game to win.
Tough.
Just horrible play calling on the Chargers part.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that's Brandon Staley for you, though.
Yep, he's most likely to be out of a job after this year.
I wouldn't surprise. It wouldn't surprise me.
Right. All right. So what are we moving on to besides after we got Thursday Night Football?
I wanted to talk a little bit about this because I mean it's been sitting with me, ever since week 1, and we didn't get a really chance to talk about it last week, a couple of days ago. Do you think that Denver is ever gonna get this shit right, bro?
I don't know.
I don't. Like, you've gone a year into this Russell Wilson $276 or $56 million, contract. You went and got Sean Payton, and I know you're dealing with, new head coach and all this. You got injuries, but you had injuries last year, and like you relied on those same guys to come back from injury and see if they could do something. But man, I'll tell you what, they haven't done shit.
I've seen. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like it just doesn't make sense. Like, you mean to tell me that out of everybody that you have on that team, you can't get nothing going on offense? A good offensive-minded head coach, a decent quarterback, a good running back. You got Cortland Sutton and some third stringers. I will agree with that. But then you got Noah Fant as well, who's not a terrible tight end. I don't understand. Can't get this right. They can't win games.
Yeah.
I mean, you faced the Raiders, who last year were fucking terrible on defense, fucking terrible, and you scored 14 points. There's no excuse for that.
Nope. And then, I seen a mock draft that Denver's gonna end up drafting Deion's kid and keep him in Colorado. You
think so?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
I mean, I guess it depends on where they land in the draft.
I do think, depending on this year and then next year, I don't know if he's gonna be. I don't necessarily know if he's draft eligible right now. I mean, I think he is, but I think he gets one more season with that where he gets drafted.
Yeah, I could see that. Quinn, I see it as both because last year I put it more on coaching. Okay, but I know Sean Payton to be a good head coach,
Yeah,
so I don't understand why these players can't get it correct.
yeah.
I don't personally get it.
I don't think a lot of people want to play for Denver either.
I mean, maybe that's true. Could be. I can't speak on it because
Maybe
I don't know.
maybe it's from last
But
year. I don't know, but Denver's got to get their shit together if they want to.
yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I know that their offensive line isn't crazy good. You know, I mean, it's decent, but it's not like crazy. And then, you know, you got, like I said, you got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Judy, and Tim Patrick are hurt right now. So you're dealing with some other backups. Uh, you know, you got one of the best secondaries in football, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably one of the
Uh,
best defenses too.
well, they got rid of their pass rushers, and that's one been an issue for them.
Yeah, yeah. That's what they shit. Go get Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones don't want to be excuse me, doesn't want to be with the Raiders at all. I don't know if you've been peeping out like that whole drama.
I've been hearing about it. I have been
I
hearing
don't
about it.
I don't think he wants to be there anymore. If we're
I
just
mean, I wouldn't doubt it if he does or if he doesn't, but
my thing is, bro, how do you lock out one of your star pass rushers from the fucking facility?
yeah, that's a good question.
Like they did the same. They did the same thing to Jamal Adams. I mean, except he wasn't with the Raiders. He was with the Jets, but he got locked out too.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that video, but
now I remember.
I don't know, dude. I think Josh McDaniels is over his head.
It's definitely possible, and I'm not going to say that he is or he isn't, but I mean, I would say, more. So yes, only because the simple fact is we've seen him do this before.
Yeah.
We've seen him do this before, and we've seen it be over his head.
Yeah, we see. Matter of fact, we've seen Josh McDaniels do it with the same division with Denver. And look how he imploded that. He ended up drafting Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow ended up being washed as it is as a quarterback who didn't want to move to different positions.
Yep.
And then what else happened? There was something else that he did that was fucking retarded.
I see. When you lose by one and your kicker misses a field goal and an extra point, that's a heartbreaking way to lose. I think they'll at least be average this year. I'm not saying that they won't be average, like, but at what point do they turn it around into being at least an average team? Because you're not going to have an easy schedule being in that division. Not with the Chiefs, not with the Chargers, not with what's their called coming up right now, not with the Raiders. Not if they're going to keep playing y'all like that.
Yeah.
You know, those are 6 games that you could lose. Maybe some of these teams need to learn what it means to be a team. It ain't easy, but when it happens, you see legendary stuff. No, and you're right. Football to me is the ultimate team sport.
Yeah.
Like 53 guys on a roster, you have 22 guys on the field at a time, 11 on each side, and they all have to be working conductively. And if they don't, and something goes wrong, you could lose.
Yeah.
There's no other sport like that where it takes that many guys.
Because we've seen it with teams, you know, having to come around and everything. What was one team that really? Matter of fact, the Jets. The Jets were really buying into to be a full team with Salah.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Detroit. Detroit was like
Detroit behind Dan Campbell. Oh yeah, because Dan Campbell's not like an X's and O's guy in my opinion. He's a motivator.
Yeah. He turned that whole franchise around within the 4 years that he's been there so far.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I gotta give him credit.
Yeah, because people didn't want to go to Detroit at first, and then when DC got there, he's turned everything around so far. You
Yep.
know, I did question his opening speech. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna bite some kneecaps on the way down. You may knock us down." I'm
Yeah,
like,
that one was weird. That one
that was
was weird.
weird.
I ain't gonna lie, that one was weird. But all right, man. Well, let's get into my favorite part of every single show that we do. The best time of my life, picking the games, your week 2 picks, brought to you by FanDuel because that's where I get the spreads and stuff from. So,
Yep. I think first we
um,
got on the board. Let's see who we got first on the board.
let's see. First game of the weekend is Green Bay going into Atlanta to face the Falcons. Uh, Green Bay is a 1.5 point favorite. I mean, sorry, the Falcons are actually a 1.5 point favorite. So it's basically like a pick 'em game. And
Right.
then over under for this one is 40.5. You feel like that's kind of low after the Packers scored 38 points last week?
Yeah, because I mean Atlanta can put up some points too.
Yeah, that
Atlanta,
just doesn't seem right.
they may not put up like 21 or whatever, but Atlanta can put up at least 14. I mean, at least 14. Because you mean, as long as Bijan's running the ball, bruh, he's gonna score at least once. You
Mm.
know, but
Well, yeah, but who do you like in this one? That's the thing.
Green Bay.
Are you taking Green Bay?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Green Bay.
I was gonna actually go Green Bay as well. I like Green Bay's offense a little bit more. Jordan Love is playing well. Although I will say he needs to watch out for Jesse Bates back there in the secondary, bro, because that man was killer last week for what's their fucking name? Killer last week for Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he went, and it's a rookie quarterback, so I mean I get it. But I think even with the lack of experience Jordan Love has, he's not technically a rookie quarterback. He's seen the speed of the game from the sidelines for a while. He's played in a couple games. He's played in preseasons. You know, he has way more experience at this level than Desmond Ritter has, in my opinion, even if Desmond Ritter had a full season. Because I don't think Desmond Ritter is as talented as Jordan Love is. It's not a knock on him. It's just he's not as talented.
Now, let me ask you this. So next year, if Dion's kid is available or whatever, right? I've heard two landing spots. Like I said, Colorado. Not let him get out of Colorado, letting him play.
Talk about Denver.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's already in
Okay.
Buffalo right now, or Atlanta. I think Atlanta would probably be a better option because I feel like his, personality and talent wise would go good in Atlanta. Plus, on top of that, his dad's already played in Atlanta too. So I think that'd be a little bit better. It'd definitely be a massive upgrade over Desmond Ritter. Fucking Kyle Pitts might actually do something by then.
I mean, I saw some video, bro, of Kyle Pitts, getting open on some plays, and Desmond Ritter just not looking his way. I mean, what you gonna do about that?
Right.
So, I mean, that's where they're hurt. They're hurting at quarterback right now. They need a better quarterback. And I could see him, but you never know. They might. I mean, granted, Atlanta won last week, but you don't know how far they might skid uh and try to tank and get Caleb Williams or go get Dion's son.
Yep. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I like the Packers in this one as well. I think their offense is a little bit better. I think their defense is good too. I still like Jaheir Alexander, top 3 cornerback in the league in my opinion. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna take Green Bay, but I'm gonna take the over for this one. I don't think that. I think the Green Bay Packers score another over 30 piece. I don't think Atlanta's defense is all that crazy good. I mean, it's decent, but it's not. It's not crazy. They went up against a rookie QB last week. You really couldn't test it.
Right.
But I think I'm gonna take the over in that game.
Yeah, I think Bijan's gonna get his one.
Yeah. But all right. Coming up next, we have the Chicago Bears going into Tampa Bay.
Why not?
Hell nah. How are you a Tampa Bay fan and you saying hell nah? Make it make sense. Make it. I had to check and see if pigs were flying behind me. What the hell? How are you a Tampa Bay fan? You like, yeah, Atlanta's gonna win. And
You want Atlanta to lose, T.
anyway,
Moving
we
on.
had the Chicago Bears. Oh, you saying that's a Green Bay over 30? Oh, why not? They get Christian Watson back this week. Christian Watson plays. They're fully healthy on the outside. They scored 38 last week.
I don't think Aaron Jones is playing though.
That is true. That is big for them. So you might be right about that. You might be right about that. But I still like the over. I think maybe like a 28-20 type game right here that the Packers win. Bro, they played a rookie quarterback. You played a team that isn't a rebuild. Their best wide receiver is a 32-year-old Adam Thielen.
Yep.
Like, it's not a knock on them. It's just they're in rebuild mode with a rookie QB. I don't go off of 1 week. I go off of what I've seen previously and what I think is going to happen in the future. They were exceptionally garbage last year. Not much improvement, but some. I mean, yeah, like you drafted the best. I think you drafted the best running back in the class, and he's doing his thing, and him and Tyler Algier has like a great chemistry in the backfield, but they don't have a quarterback. That's their issue. They can run the ball, but they have no quarterback.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you right now, I anticipate a pick 6 this week. Watch it. Yeah. For Green Bay.
Jair will probably get it, or a linebacker will probably get it.
But anyway, we got Chicago going into Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's a 2.5 point favorite. Over unders 40.5. I like Tampa Bay in this game. Chicago's gonna lose a whole bunch of games again this year. They're on the road in Tampa Bay. I would like Tampa Bay minus 2.5 as well. Get the good odds instead of just going money line on that. And I would take the under 40.5 in this game. I don't expect a lot of points coming from the Bears. I expect more points coming from what's it called? What, that Atlanta's gonna win over Green Bay?
No, I think he's talking about either that or he's talking about the Tampa game.
Well, I'm taking Tampa though.
Which one are you talking about, T? But I do have Tampa taking this game though too.
Yeah, I'm just. Oh, a pick 6? Oh well, no. Why would I do that? That's crazy. Why would I? I'm not gonna put money on it. I'm just gonna make the prediction.
My son just wants some pizza.
Yeah, he does.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna take Tampa on this one. I think Baker has a little bit better of a game. I don't think Chicago's defense is all that. And then once you contain Justin Fields, They ain't doing anything else after that. But DJ Moore did only get 2 targets last week. And so I mean, if you want,
they're a running team.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want any shot of winning the game, you gotta give DJ Moore more than fucking 2 targets.
I mean, that's what they're gonna do, bro. Because of the simple fact is like they have no line to protect Justin Fields, and Justin Fields has not improved in being a pocket passer. Everybody thought he was gonna make this jump this year. I said no. Nobody believed me. It's been 1 week. I mean, I don't see it. I mean, well, I'll wait, but I didn't see it. It could be the 07 Pats and I'm taking the Bucks. Well, it's not the 07 Pats. It's one of the worst teams in the league. So we're moving on to the next game because this is a pointless game. Next, we got Seattle going into Detroit. Very good NFC matchup this week. These are 2 teams that I have both winning their division this year. Detroit is a 4.5 point favorite. Over under in this game is 47.5. That's pretty high. Detroit is at home though. Who do you like?
I think most likely to go with Detroit.
Going with Detroit?
I think they're riding high. They've had they've had almost 2 weeks of rest,
Mm-hmm.
and since the opening game against Kansas City that they won,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
now they have more time uh, to get everything in together. Uh, I think Sam LaPorta's gonna have a very good game.
Is that why you put him in our dynasty?
I've been tinkering, yeah,
Yeah, I saw.
yeah. I've been tinkering with that extra tight end spot because like we talked about before, just like a few catches is just like already 15 points.
Well, yeah, it's because of the points for yards are like or per catch is like 1.75. So
Yeah,
you're
so it's
getting damn near 2 points per catch.
exactly. So, I mean, he caught all five of these passes opening night. So I mean, he didn't go
Jared Goff likes his check down with the tight end. I noticed
that's
that.
what I'm saying. And then
He kept
Seattle,
throwing it to him, and I was like, damn, bro, he actually likes getting him the ball.
yeah. So I mean, who's to say he doesn't score this week for us?
I hope so.
Yeah, because I'd much rather his matchup than Hayden Hurst or Higby, because Higby's playing San Francisco. And I'd much rather have somebody else.
Yeah. Good thing we got. Is Travis Kelsey playing?
Yeah, he said he's coming back.
Okay, well, we good then. We
Yeah,
good.
he's already in the
Gang
lineup.
shit.
So yeah, I was looking at
That's,
we may actually do something with him, Tua, Hill. We might actually have something with them three right there.
and we might, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Hill, Tua, we got Trevor Lawrence,
And we have
uh,
Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. We got a squad, and if we can win the next 2 seasons and then try to rebuild off of those next 2 seasons, I think we'll be great, bro. I think we'll be great.
Yeah, I think we
We just
have.
we have to hit on our draft picks though for the rookies. We have to.
Yeah, that's for a different topic, but yeah.
But all right, well, who do you like in this game? Do you like Seattle or do you like Detroit?
I like Detroit.
You like
I like
Detroit?
Detroit at home. I like Jared Goff being at home and not on the road. He's much more reliable at home, I think. So yeah, I'm taking Jared Goff in Detroit.
I agree. I agree. I am also taking Jared Goff in Detroit. And I'm going to take the over 47.5. I think more points are scored this week. I
Yeah,
think teams have find a little bit more of a rhythm this week. Um, and I think that's going to be a good game. Uh, man, that 4.5 looks good with Seattle though, but I wouldn't take it. I'd still probably go Detroit minus 4.5. I think they go up at least 6 points. And stop Geno from getting it kind of early, and then Detroit runs out the clock. Think it's gonna be a good scoring game though too.
yeah. I hope Gibbs gets involved more though.
Yeah. All right. So next game we got the Las Vegas Raiders going into Buffalo to face the Bills. This seems like an interesting game. Over under 47.5. Huh?
Uh,
What do these guys know that we don't know?
I don't know. The way
40, bro, 47.5 for the Bills and the Raiders? What do you think? The Bills are going to score 40?
that's what I'm saying. Did they not just watch Sunday or Monday night last week? I
Yeah,
mean,
that
granted,
shit.
the Jets defense is not the Raiders defense,
No, it's not.
but you know how to get the ball away from Josh Allen.
I mean, that man does turn the ball over. If there's three things certain in this life, it's death, it's taxes, and it's Josh Allen going to turn the ball over.
Yep. I was telling somebody earlier he's Big Ben 2.0.
Yeah, yeah. He's got a big body like Big Ben, but he's a little bit faster than him. I
Got an
think he's
arm.
got a little bit more arm strength to him.
Yeah. And then the only knock on him is once he makes playoffs and goes into overtime.
Can't do anything.
Yeah, because he's 1-1 in the playoffs. I believe that's right. I think that's what I heard, right?
Okay. All right. Next, we got the lost. Oh wait, I'm sorry. We didn't even pick this game. I'm getting ahead of myself. Who do you think's gonna win this one? You got Las Vegas or do you got the Buffalo? Buffalo is at home.
Buffalo's at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Buffalo strictly because of what happened last week. and I think they'll have more a better
Do
repertoire.
you think they put a stomping to these guys?
It's very possible.
I mean, the over under is 8.5. I mean, not the over under. The spread is 8.5, and it goes Buffalo's way. They're favored. So Vegas would be getting 8.5 points. That means they think they're going to win by at least 2 possessions.
My thing is Josh. How many times is Josh Allen going to turn the ball over? You know, because I mean, you got Max Crosby coming off the end. I mean,
True, true.
who's a
But
very
you could
good.
probably double team him. If you double team him and try to keep him more inside instead of coming off the edge,
Yeah,
then you're set for a better line. But at
yeah.
the same time,
There's
like,
really nobody on the Raiders defense that scares me outside of Max Crosby.
yeah, yeah, I feel the same way. I don't. There's really nobody that scares me outside
Right.
of Max Crosby.
Like
And,
if
and
go ahead.
I was about to say the same thing that you were about to say. If Chandler Jones was playing, it'd be a different story.
Yeah, exactly. Because one of them's going to eventually get doubled, and it's going to open up something else for the other person. So I mean, but that's where it's going to hurt. So I
No,
mean, they
I
don't have.
definitely agree.
You hear me?
What were you saying?
So they don't have solid corners. They don't have a great safety or
Nope.
whatever. Linebackers are kind of meh. I mean, what happens when Jimmy G gets knocked out of the game? You rely on Brian Hoyer to throw Devontae Adams the ball.
Not Brian Hoyer.
That's the best
Not
thing.
Brian Hoyer.
I've seen both of them play because they're both from New England. They both
Yeah.
played with
No,
McDaniel.
I remember. I remember the time.
So I mean, you rely on Brian Hoyer to throw Devontae Adams a 75-yard pass, or hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs and let him run 80 yards on Buffalo's defense? I mean, come on.
Nah, it couldn't be me.
The only way the Raiders win this game is if Josh Jacobs has that 300-yard game from last year.
There's no way. There's no way, Josh. There is no way on God's. I mean, don't get me wrong. Buffalo's defense isn't. I mean, it's still good, bro. Like, they're still good. Like, I know it was Zach Wilson really last on Monday, but they're still a good defense, and they'll eventually get Von Miller back, and their pass rush will be better as well.
Yeah.
So
I think he comes back this week. I could be wrong though.
I mean, I'm probably would take Buffalo minus 8.5.
Yeah, I'm going with Buffalo regardless.
Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, definitely money line, but I would. The only reason why I would do that is because of how capable the Buffalo Bills are at scoring points. Number one, and number two, because of I don't think the Raiders' offense is going to be able to score as much compared to the defense that they have to face.
No.
I think Josh Allen plays well and picks that team apart. So not only that, but I need him to. And it screwed me last week. Anyway, moving on, we have the Los Angeles Chargers going into Tennessee to face the Titans. Chargers are a 2.5 point favorite. Over under. Oh, in that last game, over under 47.5. I'd probably take the under because I don't think the Raiders are going to score a lot.
Right.
But you have the Chargers going into Tennessee. Chargers are a 2.5 point favorite. Over under in this game is 45.5. I mean, I like the Chargers. I'm not a huge fan of Tennessee this year. Their defense has a lot of holes in it. Although they played well against New Orleans, but I still think New Orleans is finding a new way with Derek Carr and getting the chemistry with the receivers. And Alvin Kamara is still not playing, so they're not even full strength on the offense. And that's why you gotta take week one with a grain of salt, especially with most of these teams because of the parameters of how they played week one.
Yeah.
So I would take the Chargers minus 2.5 easily. Probably go under 45.5 because I don't think the Titans are going to score a lot.
No, I seen somebody had said that this was going to be an upset alert with the Titans going and beating them. I'm like, I don't know about that.
I don't believe in this one. I don't believe in that one.
Because I mean, don't think D Hop's playing. I think he's hurt or cramped up or something like that, where he's not playing. And then
Yeah.
if that's the case, so you're just gonna rely on Derrick Henry again. I mean, at that point, what you gonna do?
No, I
I mean,
agree.
what you gonna do when they load up the box? Because you got Khalil Mack to deal with. You got Joey
Joey
Bosa.
Bosa to deal with. You got Derwin James coming down from the safety spot. Sante Samuel Jr. on the outside. J.C. Jackson on the other side when he comes back. You
Right,
know, they got Eric Kendricks in the middle, bro. Like, they got a squad. They got a squad, and people don't realize that.
right. It's
But
Jason
yeah, I
just
can
got
hear you.
healthy, but I'm going with the Chargers though.
Yeah, I figured. And the Chargers, I think the Chargers are a better pick. Um, Over under in this game, I'd probably go the under. Like I said, I don't see Tennessee scoring a lot. Uh, the Chargers might score some points though. So
Yeah, there's no
I
doubt.
would, if you have Chargers players, put them in this week.
Yeah,
Now here's to me is the game of the week. Um, Baltimore is going into Cincinnati to face the Bengals. Okay. The Bengals are actually a 3-point favorite, which means they're only getting 3 points because they're at home. That means that they think these teams are even with each other. Over under in this game, 46 and a half. Okay. Who do you have winning this game?
which Burrow's showing up? That's my thing. Which Joe Burrow's showing up?
You are absolutely correct.
Because I mean, I like Joe Burrow. Don't get me wrong, but I mean,
Same.
Baltimore's not a slouch on defense.
Definitely not a slouch.
And then
Roquan Smith back there, my favorite linebacker.
Clowney's back there.
Clowney's back there, but he is.
Yeah,
Clowney's, he's kind of older, and he never panned. He's moved around to a lot of teams, so I don't really count him as like a go-to guy, considering that he's been on so many different teams in the past.
no, that's fair. But I mean, he's still a decent pass rusher. Don't get me wrong. Uh, I don't know. Um, I think I'm gonna have to take. I think we'll go with Baltimore on this one.
You gonna go with Baltimore?
Yeah, I think we'll go with Baltimore on this one because I mean, actually, you know what? Let me take that back. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati just because I was told today that Mark Andrews may not play tomorrow. I mean,
Yeah, I've heard that as well. I've also heard that.
I've seen that he's questionable, and I just realized that. So I mean, if that's the case, and then they only have like one running back behind Lamar right now, so I'm gonna go with Cincinnati on this one.
All right. Well, I was gonna go with Cincinnati all along, so I'm going to take Cincinnati. I think Joe Burrow plays better. I don't think they come out as flat as they did. He's got another week of practice under him after coming off that injury in the off season and training during training camp. He's got a game under his belt, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to play like especially after just getting paid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't play like that 2 games in a row. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think he's a better quarterback than that. I think he's the second best quarterback in the league behind Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So yes, he had a bad game. Players have bad games. But it's how you respond from that bad game. So I think he responds the exact way that we've seen him respond all the time, and he's gonna win. And I think T Higgins gets a way better shot at a game this week. And about what he's gonna do. So if you had T Higgins, I actually like that matchup against Baltimore. As much as as good as the defense is, I actually like T Higgins against Baltimore. I think they double up on Jamar heavy, and it's going to create a lot of one-on-one opportunities for him and Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, and then Joe Mixon too.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I like Cincinnati. Over under 46 and a half. No Mark Andrews. I'm taking the under. I'm taking under
But
40. I don't think the Baltimore scores a lot of points this game.
I don't know if Mark Andrews is playing or not. Like, if I knew for a fact that he wasn't playing, yeah. I mean, but if he does play, it might be a shootout.
I think this game's going to be like 17 to like 24, something like that.
I'm gonna go 21-17 in Cincinnati.
21-17. Yeah, I think it's going to be like 17-24.
Because Baltimore always plays Cincinnati rough.
They do. They do. They do.
They
I just I
they,
I think that they score a good amount of points. I
they
do.
almost beat Cincinnati in the playoffs last year.
I think Cincinnati shakes back hard this week. All right, next game we have the Indianapolis Colts going into Houston to face the Texans. Two teams in the AFC South that don't really get a lot of recognition elsewhere. Um, brought to you by yours truly at After the Huddle. Um, Houston is actually a 1 point favorite in this battle of rookie quarterbacks between CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson. Over under is 39.5. I'm gonna take the under in this one. And I'm actually going to take the Colts to win this. I think Anthony Richardson played great last week.
I think
Um,
I was gonna go with the Colts too. I do agree on the under part because I think the two defenses for both teams are gonna actually be decent. I think Will Anderson might get him one.
yeah,
Uh, and then Indy's defense isn't bad at all.
yeah.
Um, but I think Anthony Richardson's gonna at least have like 40 yards rushing, and I think he might run a touchdown in. But I'm going Indy on this one.
I feel that. Going Indy on this one. I'm going Indy on this one too, taking the under. I want to see Anthony Richardson. He's played well, bro. He played well in his first game. Did he make some bad throws? Yes. He's a rookie. He's going to make
Yeah,
bad throws.
there was this. I think I was.
Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure I was listening to the Patriots Unfiltered podcast, and one of the guys on there, Evan Lazard, he said he saw one play where Anthony Richardson looked like he just barely threw the ball, and it was just like a dot to Michael Pittman for like 17 yards.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and he's got the talent. He just needs to have the experience. Once he
right,
gains more experience, he's going to be a great quarterback. I'm telling y'all, he's going to be better than Lamar, in my opinion. Like he has a good arm. He just needs to work on his accuracy a bit more, and he needs to work on his reading the defense. His decision making is great, but reading is still an issue for him, I think.
right.
So,
I don't know if you heard this, but I have heard that JT has been back at the facility and practicing.
well, that's good. He's supposed to be coming back week 5. Excuse me.
I'm happy with that because he's sitting on my bench in one of my leagues. I got him just in case this happened.
Word. I feel that. All right. Next we have probably, in some other people's opinion, the game of the week. The Kansas City Chiefs going into Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. Kansas City's a 3.5 point favorite. Over under in this game is 51.5.
I think it's
Um,
a rematch.
yeah, I mean it's a rematch from the playoffs. Uh, they're in Jacksonville. They're not in Arrowhead. It's in Jacksonville. You know that place is gonna be sold out and rocking.
Yep.
Over like I said, Jacksonville's a 3.5 point underdog. I liked. And they're gonna get Travis Kelce and Chris Jones back this week, aren't they? Man, that's tough.
On top of that embarrassing loss last week. Yeah.
Who do you like in this matchup?
Kansas City.
You like Kansas City?
Strictly because, what happened last week. Travis Kelce will be back to actually be able to catch the fucking ball. Um, Chris Jones is probably going to end up getting him a sack or two because he's back. I don't really know how I feel about offensive line for Jacksonville. And then it's going to be kind of hard for each team to run the ball.
Yeah. Give me Jacksonville. I want Jacksonville. Um, I think that Chris Jones hasn't practiced all season, all off season. He hasn't been in training camp. He's been holding out, and I don't think he's going to be ready in game shape to come back this week and play correctly at the highest level that he can play. Um, uh, Travis Kelsey dealt with an injury, so he couldn't do anything, and he's been rehabbing, and yeah, he's probably now he worked out on the field this week. But it's still, you missed a week. You're off course. You're off schedule. It throws you off as an athlete. We know that. Um, Jacksonville, not so much. They still have all their players. Calvin Ridley's coming off a good game. They're coming off a solid win against Indy, who played them tough. Um, at home, I like it. I like it. Um, I think it's going to go over 51. I think Jacksonville and Kansas City both score a lot of points.
Yeah.
I don't think Jacksonville's going to find it hard to score on this team.
I don't think they really found it hard to score last year. I mean, plus they didn't have a solid wide receiver, and now they have Calvin
And
Ridley.
now, yeah, now they have Calvin Ridley, and they're going to pay attention to him, which I think is going to open up Christian Kirk a little bit more this week. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna go Jacksonville. Um, Next we have San Francisco 49ers going into Los Angeles to face the Rams. Niners are 7-point favorite. Over under is 45 and a half. I mean, you got to go San Francisco here. I mean, no
Yeah.
Cooper Cup. If that's going to hurt them. San Francisco's defense is a lot better than Seattle's defense. Uh, Man, that front seven's going to hurt. I mean, Aaron Donald's back though, and Aaron Donald's still Aaron Donald. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, he's only one guy.
Yeah. Because you don't have Jalen Ramsey no more.
No,
You don't have the safety in Taylor Rapp no more. He's
nope.
gone. Bobby Wagner's going. Leonard Floyd's going. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't have Andrew Whitworth to lock down your left tackle side. So
yeah. He's like I said, bro. He's by himself.
yeah.
By himself on that defense. Um, Over under is 45 and a half. Man, I'm gonna be honest. I'd probably take San Francisco -7, and then man. We'll go under 45 and a half. I think they're gonna have like into a similar game like they had with the Steelers.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't have. I mean, the Rams don't have Cooper Cup to throw to. Your number one is probably going to be your tight end if he plays. I think Puka Nakuda. I think he's questionable right now.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. All right. Um, yeah. I mean, San Francisco's just too loaded with talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're too much. They're not going to be. I don't think the Rams are going to be able to handle them. I think it's going to be another game like it was last week for San Francisco. But I don't think the Rams score a lot. I don't think they can have the same game like they had against Seattle. All right. Well, next game we have the Giants going into Arizona to face the Cardinals. Giants are coming off that piss poor performance against Cowboys. Cardinals are coming off a hard fought game against the Commanders. Um, Giants are actually a 4.5 point favorite in this game. Over under 39 and a half. Uh, I mean, I got to go Giants. They're if you just look at the rosters, they're a better team. I don't expect them to lose 40-0 to the Cardinals, because their offense isn't all that great, and our defense played well against Dallas. They played well against Dallas. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but 4.5. That's a tough sell considering we didn't score a point. Um, Man, I'd probably take the 4.5, minus 4.5. with the Giants, only because like I said, the Giants defense all around I think is better than the Commanders defense. Commanders front four is better, but I think our overall defense is better than theirs. So uh and I'll take the under 39.5. Not a lot of scoring gonna happen in this game. Uh as for the Cardinals, I mean they don't really have a talented roster right now. You got, Josh Dobbs as the quarterback. Uh, James Conner's healthy right now, but I don't know when he's not going to be. So uh, you don't really have wide receivers outside of Marquise Brown. And if anybody's been listening to the show, I have always said I'm not high on Marquise Brown as a wide receiver, especially as the number one. Uh, and on top of that, he has an injury bug that he deals with all the time. Um, and then that's all about all they have on the offense. They're not really working with much else, especially on the. Oh, I mean, well, Zach Ertz is still there, but Zach Ertz is like in his 30s, I think. Like he's old. He's not the same guy that he was when he was in Philly. Uh, and on the defensive side, J.J. Watt left, and Chandler Jones was gone. Patrick Peterson's gone now. All that's left over there is Buda Baker, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be gone soon too. So I know Cardinals are in a rebuild right now, and they're probably tanking to get Caleb Williams. But you know, you might have to tank 2 years in a row because he said if he doesn't like the situation, he'll just go back to school. And I'll tell you what, if you're looking at Arizona coming out of college and you're looking at the rest of these teams, you'd probably say the same thing. Like, no, I'm going back to school where there's an offensive line and wide receivers who can catch and run with the ball.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him at that point if he stayed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would he leave college to go to Arizona, a shit program right now? He's in the middle of a rebuild and they don't have nothing for him over there. Like nothing. They have nothing for him.
Let me ask you about this situation. So, you know how Green Bay was supposed to get a first round pick if Aaron Rodgers played so many snaps or whatever? So
now it's not going to be a first round pick.
Exactly. So Green Bay doesn't get the Jets' first round pick.
That's right.
The Jets keep their first round pick. So who's to say the Jets don't take that first round pick and try to package it and trade up to like within the top 5 to get Caleb Williams, or one of those solid quarterbacks and let him get mentored behind Aaron Rodgers for a year.
Like sit for a year or two and then come play when Rodgers retires.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You wouldn't have to worry about Zach Wilson because you can probably package him into.
You could probably package him into that first round pick, yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, who's to say, they don't try to, trade up with Arizona, send the first round pick for their first or whoever gets the first, Zach Wilson, and then maybe like another draft pick later on in a few years or whatever to get to get one of those quarterbacks.
No, I feel you. I mean, yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible, especially because they're kind of like Band-Aid quarterback right now. That's what they have.
That's what the Colts have been doing.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what they end up doing in the offseason, but they got to get through this season first. You got to play 16 more games with that close. Yeah. Speaking of which, New York Jets go into Dallas to face the Cowboys. Cowboys are a 8.5 point favorite against the Jets. Over under 38.5. Man, I'll probably take the Jets plus 8.5. I don't see Dallas scoring a lot of points. I don't see this thing being any kind of score, really. Like, this is definitely an under 38.5 plus 8.5 for the Jets game. Like, I don't think that's going to be that bad.
I honestly think the Jets defense is going to do what they did to Josh Allen last week, force Dak into making bad throws and into picking the ball off three times.
Yeah, I mean these corners don't play. Sauce Gardner is not a joke. That boy is for real.
No, for real. And shit, Whitehead as a safety, he's no joke. He picked the ball off 3 times.
Yeah. So I mean, these guys, that defense don't play. The
On top
Jets
of that,
defense is crazy.
the special teams. I mean, granted, the fact it was just a very good setup and everything, but who's to say they don't do that again? Now, I'm not saying
Yeah.
as a walk off, but who's to say they don't take another one back to the house?
Yep.
And then at that point, the Jets have a very good run defense. Pollard's not going to be able to run the ball like he wants to. And then your only real weapon outside of that is CeeDee Lamb versus Sauce. So, and I don't think CeeDee's all that, to be real with you either.
Yeah. I like CD, but I don't think he's gonna win this matchup this week.
No, I don't either.
Uh, who do you like to win the game though?
The Jets.
You like the Jets to win?
Yeah.
Man, I still think the Cowboys are gonna win this game. I just like that 8.5. I think they're probably gonna force Zach Wilson into the same situation,
I think
and
so too.
he's gonna throw a bad pass, and it's probably gonna be picked off, and then it'll be a short field, and
I
they'll be
think
able to score some points.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen for the Jets defense, and I think it's just that the Jets defense is just going to step up more to win the game, like they did last week.
Yeah. So all right, moving on to the next game. Got a few more games left. We have the Washington Commanders going into Denver to face the Broncos. I think this is a better game than people are giving it credit for. Denver is actually a 3.5-point favorite. Now Denver, who just lost last week to Las Vegas, who is now a plus 8.5 underdog against the Bills, are now a 3.5-point favorite against the Washington Commanders, who are coming off of a win. What?
Who you taking on this one?
I'm gonna take Washington. I'm tired of picking Denver. Denver's got to start showing me. I'm tired of picking them.
I feel that.
And I think it's going to go under 38.5. Washington's defense is good.
Yeah.
They're not a pushover defense. That front four is for real. So, I mean,
who's Russ throwing the ball to?
Nobody's. Cortland Sutton, that's all he's got. And then second and third stringers.
And then Dolich is out.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with Washington on this one. I think Sam Howell has a good game.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna have to stay away from Patrick Surtain. He'll probably pick him off if he tries them.
Yeah, probably. Instead of Scary Terry, you might as well throw it to Dobson. Dodson.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. All right, moving on. We have Sunday Night Football. Miami Dolphins go into New England to face the Patriots. Miami's a 2.5-point favorite. Over under 46.5. Jared, who do you have?
Oh, I'm going with New England on this one. I'm pretty sure it's a home game for us. Is it a home game?
It is a home game. Okay. Yes.
I think the viewing that we saw last week against Philly actually gives a little hope, a little glimpse into the future right now.
Yep.
My thing is, I saw on Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it now, that New England doesn't. So I saw that New England doesn't even consider Juju a third option, which surprised me. I'm like, so you mean to tell me Juju's not better than Devontae Parker, Kendrick Bourne, or Tyquan Thornton, who's right now on IR? So you mean to tell me he's not better than those three guys right there? Because Devontae Parker always gets hurt. I mean, Juju was the number 1 last year in Kansas City, and he's not even viewed to be our number 4 right now?
Yeah, that's a little weird.
And we just gave him that 3-year contract this year instead of just keeping Jacoby, which I understand Jacoby would have cost us a little bit more money, but
Bill don't like to spend money.
Yeah, exactly. But at that point, we should just might as well just fucking kept Jacoby if that's the case. You know.
Uh, he preaches to the choir.
But my thing is, if that's the case, if we don't even view him as the one, two, or three, where do we view him at, and who's he above, and who's he below? You know, is he above Kayshawn Booty? Is he above uh, Douglas? Is he below him? You know, that's what my thing is. I don't understand it. And then I think Stevenson and Zeke have a good game. I think because Miami's run defense just let up all those fucking points and yardage to Eckler last week. Um, so I think Zeke and Stevenson get their touches and carries. Excuse me. And then bro, our main issue is, you already know, where's 10 at, contain 10 at all times.
Yep.
Just,
Yeah.
if I can live with Waddle putting up 100 against us, you know, I'm not letting. I don't want Tyreek dropping 250 on us.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know he's more than capable of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And so we gotta get the two up early and often.
Yep.
That's how I feel. And I think Armstead's supposed to be back for them for their offensive line. So maybe that helps them get some more protection. But we gotta get to two up early.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Miami in this game. I think y'all don't find a way to stop Tyreek. I think Jalen Waddle also puts up 100 yards. Uh,
So you think
uh,
200 between both of them?
huh?
You think 200 between both of them?
Easily.
Yeah, I do too. I have a feeling it's gonna come like that too. But I hope it doesn't. But I feel like it's gonna happen.
I think y'all will be able to be good against the run. I think y'all stop their run, but
I
I don't
want to.
think y'all are gonna be able to stop their pass unless
I
y'all
want to say,
unless y'all can get pressure.
I want to say this. Christian Gonzalez. This is one of his biggest tests right now. This week.
Yeah.
Who's he guarding? Is he guarding Tyreek or is he guarding Waddle? Both of
What
them.
do y'all play more in a cover three zone type deal, or do y'all play more man?
He. I think we'll probably do a little bit of both. Um, I think he has. I mean, he did run like a 4.4.
Yeah.
He
I
has
mean,
the
he's
speed.
fast. See, he's
He's very
fast.
fast. He's physical. So who's to say he doesn't get physical with Waddle? Because Waddle's not that big. I mean,
Waddle is
so,
not that big.
so who's to say he doesn't just kind of like get physical with him a little bit? You can't really say that about Tyreek because Tyreek's small, just stock you a little bit and just run right by you if you miss.
Yeah.
So I think this is where Gonzalez needs to really have a good game to where we can see if he's like really be like the real deal, you know.
No, I definitely understand. Well, all right. Well, then now next we have Monday Night Football. Okay. New Orleans goes into Carolina to face the Panthers. New Orleans are a 3 point favorite. Over unders 39 and a half. Who do you like in this one?
Going with New Orleans.
Going New Orleans.
I'm going with New Orleans.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with New Orleans too as well. Carolina's just not ready yet. We've talked about this before. Um, Saints defense looked good last week. Held Tennessee like 5 field goals. The boys couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
Um, Carolina still dealing with a rookie quarterback. I mean, a lot of people are going to get easy wins off this team. I expect them to be picking in the top five again next year. Uh, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see how they play. But I still like the Saints right this week. Um, over under 39 and a half. Yeah, I'll probably take the under.
We got a double header Monday.
Yeah, doubleheader is Monday. Yes.
Yep. Forgot about that.
Yep.
Who you take? You got New Orleans?
I do. I have New Orleans, and I'm taking the under 39 and a half. All right. Well, last game on the docket, we have the Cleveland Browns going into Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. Cleveland is a 2.5 point favorite. Over under 38 and a half. Who do you like in this game, Jared?
I'm going with Cleveland.
Going with Cleveland?
I think from what they did last week, I think they're going to build off that. Deshaun Watson still coming back to where he wants, where he was before. Um, Pittsburgh's defense going to be able to contain Nick Chubb and Deshaun Watson. Now, Amari Cooper may not be playing. I don't think he's playing. So that might be a big factor.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go with the Steelers in this one. I think they bounced back from what happened last week. They always play well against Cleveland. They're at home as well. Uh, I think they're gonna try to run the ball a lot more to slow down that pass rush for Myles Garrett. I think they're gonna try to run more. I expect Najee to have a bounce back game. His backup, I think, gonna get some points as well if you're in deeper leagues out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh in this one. Man, over under 38 and a half. Uh, uh, excuse me.
I think I take that one.
Long day. Um, 38 and a half.
That would be 39, right? Total.
Yeah, they would need 39 to break it. I'm probably gonna go under in this game as well. I think defenses are gonna play well, but I think Pittsburgh they're both gonna try to run the ball more because they have strong run games, especially Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb's not playing.
I said they have strong run games, like Nick Chubb and Najee Harris.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. All right, and that is our picks for the week. All right. Well, I want to talk a little bit about that Jets Cowboys game. What do you think that CeeDee Lamb needs to do to get open against Sauce? Because they're going to play a lot of man coverage. Coming from like the mind of a wide receiver.
Right.
And I'll talk a little bit on what I think that Diggs needs to do to shut down Wilson a little bit. And what do you think that with the Sauce Lamb matchup? What do you think of that?
Do you think Sauce travels, or do you think he's just an outside corner?
I honestly don't know. I think he travels though. I could be wrong, but I do think he travels. He's a physical man-to-man corner.
Because I think if they could find a way to incorporate Lamb into the slot more this game, it might be a different story to keep him away from Sauce.
That's true. You could do that.
Unless they're like, okay, you got CD all game.
All game, yeah. You got to shut him down all game because there's not gonna be Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks not gonna be out there.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there's a chance that happens. It's a chance that they'll like shadow him.
Yeah. I do like Sauce in that matchup a little bit more.
I do too.
I think with Trayvon Diggs, he needs to body up Garrett Wilson a little bit more. You gotta be physical with this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the only way that you're gonna put some kind of hesitation into his mind is if you get physical with him. I mean, if you have to draw a flag every now and then just to get it in his head that you're not worried about that and that you're gonna be physical regardless, then he'll hesitate. But
then again, Diggs is known for taking chances
and that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I think if he can be a little bit more disciplined this game against a good route running wide receiver like Garrett Wilson, then then we'll see. But they like to play a lot of cover two, you know, coverage guy type shit and stuff like that. Dallas is a big zone team.
And then they have a good D line too. So
Yeah, they played a lot of zone against the Giants from when I saw on film. That's when they weren't blitzing, of course. But yeah, I like this Diggs Wilson matchup a little bit more, only because I think their talent level is closer. I think Sauce is a little bit higher than Lamb.
yeah,
I think Trayvon Diggs and Garrett Wilson's talent is a little bit closer together.
right.
So I like that matchup a little bit. We'll be waiting to see. It's gonna be a good game. Be a very interesting game.
Oh yeah, I think it will be too. I think that's the one game I might actually watch for Dallas.
Yeah. So, but you got any matchups this week for fantasy football that you want to shout out there? What are you thinking?
Um, I think I'm gonna go away. I think I'm gonna take Anthony Richardson on this one. We're playing Houston, or
Yeah.
anybody that's really playing Houston. Michael Pittman might be a sneaky play as a flex against Houston. I think Anthony Richardson probably might be able to sneak one in uh, against that Houston's defense. So you can take a shot at that. Let's see. Do you have anybody?
I like the Giants defense this week against the Cardinals.
Oh yeah,
Um, even though the Cardinals are at home, I still think the Giants defense is better all around compared to what Washington brings. They have a really great front four, but they don't have a lot of depth in there. And with our team, I think we're better all around, more better on the secondary. We have good edges. I don't know if Ojolari's playing now. I've been saying since last year we didn't trade him, and I've caught flack for that. And now everybody's like, "Oh, we have to trade him," and I'm like, "Okay,
yeah,
I've been saying that for a year now."
exactly.
Um, what's it called? Some other guys. I like like we talked about earlier. I like Sam Laporta, that matchup with Seattle. At home, Jared Goff plays much better at home. That entire offense plays better at home. The whole team plays better at home. So I like Detroit. I like tight end Sam Laporta. Um,
I do
and
like Jameer Gibbs this week too.
yeah, yeah, I expect him to get another touchdown this week. So, but we'll see. But anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that's good. I think that's about it. Got almost everything we got to cover.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, good show. Thank you everybody for joining us. Uh, I'll do all like we always say, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Um, and we'll be back on Tuesday. Give a rundown of all the games. See what happened. Get some fancy talk, and we'll see y'all then. Good show,
Yep.
dude.
All right,
All
bro.
right, man. Later.